Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the Alola League. Yes, so the top 16 battles are already done, they're through. We already know who the top 8 trainers of Alola are now, and here are they before you, right? So, everyone to the left of the versus screen, in my opinion, are the ones who are going to win their battles and move on to the final 4. So, Kiawe, Gladion, Ash, and Guzma. And after all, I think the vast majority of the community agrees that these 4 trainers are the best and most experienced and strongest trainers out of the top 16 originally. And so these, fitting, and the fact that they're still here after the top 16 battles, it reinforces that idea that yes, these 4 are going to end up going to the finals. Kiawe, I think, won't fight Ash because Gladion promised that, or Ash and Gladion promised each other that they would fight each other later in the league, so that confirms that Ash will beat Hao, and Kiawe is just, in my opinion, better trainer than Sophocles, more development in regards to battling and stuff like that, so Kiawe will win, and the Guzma will just, sorry Lana, but you're gonna get your butt whooped, and Guzma's gonna move on. That would inspire either Kiawe or Ash to finally beat Guzma, of course, because, he beats Lana, and then the whole group is like, oh no, whatnot, they have to make Lana feel better and agree to finally beat Guzma. Then and then Gladion, of course, will beat James. James, I think, will put up an okay fight. It looks like he's going to use some Z move during the battle, but ultimately, I feel like this is where James is going to lose. Now, what if the case is completely opposite, and all 4 of these trainers that I think are the best in the league and that are gonna be in the semifinals are all gonna lose? So what if we have like Sophocles, Lana, and freaking James in the league? You know what I mean? Like, that would be in the semifinals and eventually say Sophocles or James wins. That would be freaking insane. That would be a huge twist of events. But anyway, so that's my predictions, are those 4 in the semifinals, but who's gonna end up being in the finals? That's a little bit more of a tough question. I don't think Kiawe. Just because of plot-wise, it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to look into the writers' minds and see where they think they're gonna go with this, because I know in Kalos League there was a huge outcry about Ash not winning the league, so maybe they're gonna try to make up for that here and have him win one. But I know a lot of people also don't feel like this is a real league, or they don't want this to be the one that Ash wins, because it just doesn't feel official, it doesn't feel professional, it doesn't the qualifications for the league, anyone could do it, it wasn't a gym battle sort of qualification league, and I kind of understand that, and I agree with it to a certain point, where I want him to win the league. It would be nice for him to win this one, of course, and honestly, comparing to Gladion, Kiawe, and Guzma, Ash should mop the floor with them. Honestly, he has more qualifications than any of them. Honestly, he should just, destroy them and end up winning this league. He should win this league. If he doesn't, well, wow, this is the easiest league ever, right? I've said this before, and so he has to win this league. Even due to plot, Gladion, he should beat Gladion, his rival in the league, and then he eventually should beat Guzma, because Guzma is the big bad, and of course Guzma is also the one that Ash made a huge speech about defeating and end up winning, right? So I feel like Kiawe is going to end up battling Guzma in the semifinals. That's my prediction for right now, and I think Ash is going to battle Gladion, but then Ash is going to beat Gladion. But then we could also have an Ash versus Kiawe, and then have a Gladion versus Guzma. But then Gladion defeats Guzma, because I don't see, if that's the case, so if Ash fights Kiawe and Gladion fights Guzma, then Gladion's gonna beat Guzma. And the reason is because still the plot with the whole foreshadowing of Ash and Gladion agreeing to fight each other in the league, that might end up being the finals. But of course I feel like what's gonna end up happening is either Ash is gonna fight Guzma, or Ash is gonna fight Gladion in the semifinals, move on to the finals to fight the other one, and eventually win. I honestly think that Ash is going to win this league. It saddens me that I'm not as hyped about that. You know what I mean? I just feel like it should have been done last league, and now I feel like if they do it this league, it's more of a makeup, which I kind of appreciate, but at the same time, I wanted it to happen then, when, there's stronger trainers, and it was more qualified for, it's just, it felt more official. It was a real league and everything. And like, I know this one's technically a real league. It's you know, the Regions League, but it just feels not the same. And why this one, you know? And I just felt like, I guess in my mind, I just feel as if like, as a Pokemon fan, I am kind of entitled to thinking how it should be. And I just think it should be one where he brings back all of his Pokemon to fight in all these different battles leading up to the finals, and then fighting with, you know, his best Pokemon ever and winning, right? That's kind of like my envisioning. Like, I want him to bring back Pokemon from like Kanto, right? Like, bring back from Professor Oak's lab and fight with various different Pokemon he's fought with over time, and just like that being the finale where he finally wins the league is like a combination of all that. So that's what I kind of really hoped would happen for when Ash finally won a league. But if he ends up winning this one, well, I don't know. Post in the comment section below, guys, your thoughts and feelings. Would you want him to win this league? I mean, are you excited for him to win this league? I mean, I wish I was more excited. I mean, I want him to win a league. And, you know, after all, if he does win this league, I'll be happy, I guess. Because, after all, he did finally win one. You know what I mean? Do you think the writers would let him? Do you think Guzma is going to beat Ash in the finals or Gladion? I mean, at this point, if Ash reaches the semifinals, like, I just feel like plot just has him destined to win. I mean, there is no Alon coming through in this league. You know what I mean? Like, we all know these characters, you know, and they're all from the games. There's no Alon or Tobias coming through the league. So, due to plot-wise, it looks like Ash is just going to take it. You know what I mean? Or he should. So post in the comment section below your guys' thoughts and feelings. Who do you think is going to end up being in the semifinals? Who do you think is going to end up being in the finals? Who do you think the matchups are going to be in the semifinals and the finals? Who do you think ultimately is going to battle the Master Royale? I mean, Guzma said right before the league that if he ends up being the champion, so if he wins the finals, so he's not going to allow this to ever happen again. He's not going to allow there to be a championship ever again. So Guzma can't win, you know what I mean, at that point. So either Gladion, Kiawe, or Ash are the only ones eligible to win this due to plot armor, I guess you could say, protagonist protection here, you know, and having good endings and whatnot. But of course, Guzma could end up winning the league and then lose to Kukui, and then Kukui reveals himself as, you know, the Master Royale and whatnot. And then, like, all of a sudden Guzma realizes he's not as strong as Kukui and allows Kukui to continue the league and at least respects him in that regard. It could be something funky like that, but going back, like, I just don't think, with Guzma saying that he won't, if he becomes the champion, he won't let the league ever happen again. So I definitely think that either Ash, Gladion, or Kiawe would end up beating him in the semifinals or finals. And then, so those are your only eligible people. So will Kiawe end up being champion? Will Ash end up being champion? Will Gladion end up being the champion? Those are the only three eligible ones at this point, and I feel like Ash would have to beat Gladion, so it's either Ash or Kiawe, and Kiawe just doesn't seem like he would be that. I mean, no one thinks Kiawe would be the champion, so I mean, it has to be Ash. I mean, coming down to it, I think he's the only one that it makes sense. Like, no one else to me makes sense unless they do something funky with a Guzma versus Master Royale, and all of a sudden Guzma comes to his senses after losing to Kukui, who takes inspiration from Ash's battle with Guzma or something, you know, something cheesy like that. So, post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings. Are you excited for this league? Are you excited for the finale? Are you wanting him to win? Are you wanting good old Ash Ketchum to finally win a league? I mean, after all, it is the 20th anniversary. I mean, it's past it now, but this season rested on that 20th anniversary. So maybe the writers are like, you know what? We're making up for the fact that there was such an outcry last season, and that we're going to have him win this season, and for the fact that, you know, it's the 20th anniversary, we'll finally let him have it. So they could be coming to their senses in that regard and just giving it to us finally, even though it's not really exactly the way we envisioned it, at least for me personally. But nonetheless, he wins the league. Fantastic, great. Pokemon's changing, Pokemon's getting better, hopefully. Anyway, I love you guys. Can't wait to see you next one, and peace off. Thank you very much.